Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy, the strongest wizard, and tonight is indeed Fight Night. We have ourselves another EB01 match here. We got my man Jonathan on the left-hand side, rocking out that Whitebeard, as well as Baller on the right with Enel. Now, I do have to say, I know that Jonathan is a very big Whitebeard stan / specialist. You'll love to see it. He's been rocking with this deck since it came out, and I don't think I've ever seen him play a different deck. So we really like to see the stands coming out here, and we are gonna go ahead and start things off with two 1-cost searchers for turn 1, grabbing a Radical Beam as well as a guard point, and Baller just passed. He didn't really have nothing to play, so just passing. We're swinging 8k into life. Jonathan dropping down to 4 life already, since he did end up taking that one. If you guys don't remember, Whitebeard takes its life every single turn at the end turn, so that's pretty insane. And now Jonathan's already at 3 life, Baller at 3 as well. We're swinging, it looks like we're actually just playing the Kid and Killer and not swinging with it. We're gonna go ahead and play the Gadatsu to pop the Buggy, and we're gonna go ahead and pass the turn, unable to swing at life since our leader is at a base 6k power. We're swinging 6 into life. We see the trigger, and honestly, that trigger I have a huge gripe with. It's so good. Drawing 2, trashing 1. It's like a Sabu ability, but kind of like it's more of like a Queen ability. So we're gonna go ahead and drop the 5-cost Luffy as well as dropping a Nami. And like I said before, Jonathan is a specialist, so he knows exactly what to do here. This is just another day in the office for Jonathan. So searching the top 5 here, I imagine we're looking for some more counter, and we're gonna go ahead and grab the 2k counter Sanji. A really great option here. Of course, we want as many 2Ks as possible. We're going to pass the turn, grabbing our 3rd life, dropping down to 2 already. Now we do have a couple threats on the board, and the 6K does connect with the Gadatsu, 6K into life, and Jonathan's already at 0. We're going to see the reject on the Luffy, and then we're going to go ahead and see the Shirahoshi. Now this is a 2-cost brand new blocker here with 0 power. When you pop this, when you KO this character by an effect, you actually get to recover 1. So essentially you can't really remove it without any sort of consequence unless you're going to go ahead and bottom deck it. Worst case scenario, it's just a blocker. That's it. It's just a blocker. So Jonathan here, we're going to start things off here with a 7k swing going into the 6k power Gadatsu, and it does go down. We're a 6k swing going into live, Baller going down to 1 life, and now we see a double drop here, 1 Luffy and 1 Buggy. Searching top 5 for an event card. What do we find here? We find a Radical Beam? No, a Fire Fist. Yeah, the 2-cost event Fire Fist, pretty good here, and we're gonna go ahead and pass the turn. Not too bad. We do have our Luffy on board as well as that Kid and Killer. You got rid of 1 Luffy, but we got another. I think this deck runs like 4 Luffy, so the power is definitely there, right? So we're gonna go ahead and swing 7k into the 5k power Killer and Kid, and we're gonna go ahead and use the guard point to 3k counter, and now we have the ace swinging 9k into the Kid and Killer, and it finally does go down. Now the ace is a bit of an issue. That card is just really good in general, an incredible stat line of 5 cost 7k power. It's pretty strong here, but we have the blocker still alive, so that's something really important to note. I think for Jonathan's side, we need to set up some more attackers. We need some bigger bodies on the board, just because facing against Enel, we need to dwindle down the hand. That's essentially how you beat Enel, right? So fortunately for Jonathan, Baller's hand isn't too big. It's like 6-7 cards. That's not too bad, honestly. Pretty light work for Enel. But we are going to see the Fire Fist popping the Shirahoshi, recovering off ability, and making that ace a 2k body, and then it does go down here with the Buggy. The nasty Buggy, swinging 6k into life. Baller drops down to 1 life, and are we going to see maybe a double play once again? Not too sure. We're gonna swing 6k into life. He does take it. We see a trigger here. We do have to trash a card, trashing the Newgate, and then dropping the Sanji down. Now the Sanji is a 6k rusher as long as there's a 5k body on Baller's board. Unfortunately, no characters, so it doesn't have rush. So we're singing 6k into the Buggy. I don't see why Jonathan does keep it. No, he does not. He just ends up letting it go. It's a 1-cost character. And now we see the Katakuri putting the Luffy back at the top. Fortunately for Jonathan, we're going to go ahead and grab that at the end of the turn, since end of turn procedures, we have to take our own life, right? So now with 10 active Dawn, we're swinging 6k with that Sanji into life. That is an easy 2k counter, 6k again into life, and he does end up taking it here. Do we have a trigger? It looks like it. We have the Amaru. We're gonna go ahead and pitch 2 cards here, the 7 cost Enel as well as a Gadatsu to recover 1 leader ability here. We're gonna pitch another card to then recover another. Now we did recover 2 life, which is fantastic, but we lost 3 cards out of our hand just now. That's a lot of cards. I mean, now mind you, I know they were essentially all dead except for the Newgate, which is a 1k counter character, but overall that is still 3 cards, right? I mean, that's a lot of cards. So I think for Jonathan's game plan here, we just kind of go wide here. And yes, we're going to go ahead and drop 2, 4, 6 vanilla Luffy's. Pretty nice. And then at the end of turn, we're going to go ahead and grab the Luffy off of our life. 2 active Dawn. The question is, we swing 6, then dump 9 onto the Katakuri. Not too sure, but that's a possibility for sure. And it looks like we're gonna go ahead and swing 10k into life. We see the guard point as well as a 2k counter. I do love the use of that, right? Getting the most out of all of your cards. And now, what are we gonna see here coming from this Enel? Are we gonna be swinging possibly an 8k? No, we're swinging an easy 6 actually. 6k into life. It's gonna be a 2k counter, and then dropping the 6 cost vanilla 8,000 power Pero, and I really like this play. This 8,000 power body hits even with this leader, which is really nice. So swinging 18k with this character could be pretty lethal here, but we're gonna see the ace here making that a 5k power body, swinging 6 into 8. I feel like we just let this go just because, I mean, we can't be wasting all our cards here. We're going to counter out of 1, let go for the other, and now we see a 6k swing going into life. We're going to go ahead and take this. Do we have a trigger? We do have a trigger, but we're not going to go ahead and use it. We're going to go ahead and just counter out of the next attack, and we're going to go ahead and pass the turn with 3 active Dawn. Now, we know that he used the guard point earlier, and we know he has, I believe, a 0 cost counter card. I think, I'm not too sure if that's open knowledge or not, but with this Pero on board, man, we can do some numbers. So we're swinging 6k into life, and if it's me and if I'm baller, I'm adding it all onto this Pero, man. The board is crazy. I need to try to go for game now. Jonathan only has like 6 cards in hand. It's looking kind of doable with 3 active Dawn. How much is the bluff and how much is it really real, right? So it looks like we could do 9, we can do 17k into life. That would be absolutely insane here. And yes, we're doing 17k into life, and we're dropping 3 radical beams, guys. 3? My man Jonathan just dropped 3 radical beams, and now he's swinging 7k into life. This is a we need 3k counter here, and yes, we give him a 2k as well as a 1k. Another 7k swing. It does connect. We have a trigger. No, we do not. We're gonna go ahead and recover 1 using leader ability. We're gonna pitch the Yamato, swinging 7k into life. We give him the 0 cost event card. 7 into life. Do we have a counter? Yes, we do have a trigger actually. The Shirahoshi, drawing 3, trashing 2, trashing 2 dead cards, and then swinging for game. Jonathan does end up taking it. Thank you guys so much for checking this channel as well as this video. I really do appreciate it, and stay tuned because I have a ton of new One Piece content coming out soon. See ya.